let's talk about Morbius, the MCU, Sony, Tyrese Gibson, official statements to clear the air because Feige probably called Sony up, was like, retract this or we're done. So, oh boy,
See, I'm confused on this whole
same.
thing
Yep.
because it's like, did I believe Tyrese when he said it? No, no, because why would the actor doesn't make that call when the actor wouldn't know? But then, Sony come out and say it's not. But we've seen a trailer for this movie that has Keaton in it, implying that it's clearly part of it, along with the whole, Spider-Man just happens to be in the same point. But having said that, there is a thing called the sacred timeline.
Truth.
And all timelines follow the same path. There's going to be variations. We find that out today that, there are certain things are different, but for the most part, events all happen and dictated into the same way to stop a multiversal war. So you can easily just say, well, this is clearly in another timeline.
There is exactly that, which is what I was thinking as well. And it's also another interesting point. If you remember, I can't remember his name right now, the actor that plays Scorpion, who's like...
Oh, yeah, Far Cry guy.
Yeah. I mean, he even said that we're going to see him in another movie before we see him in a Spider-Man movie. And most people are like, well, look, if Morbius is here and it's a breakout and a lockdown, that's the last where we saw him.
He's clearly in there.
So again, like, a part of me wants to believe that this is all a ploy where they're just downplaying it. And once we see the combo of Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man, we're going to go, now it makes sense. And why they didn't want to spoil anything. And that could realistically be the approach they're taking because they don't want it spoiled. But at the same time, a part of me is also on that belief structure of like, Kevin doesn't want to play super nice, but he will play just nice enough to keep Spider-Man, which is, Daredevil, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You guys pretend you're in our universe. Just don't ever mention Tony Stark, because I'm not going to allow you to. But mention the incident, if you will. It's like, oh, okay. Like, I have a feeling that it's sort of like something like that, we're never going to acknowledge your Venom thing unless it's in the multiverse context. But you do your own thing over here. And
all right, here's an idea. What if Morbius is actually set after Raimi's Spider-Man 4?
See?
And that's why the posters of the Raimi suit, yes, it's from the Spider-Man PS4 game, but that's why it's that suit specifically, and it's just an event, similar happening.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the most insane thing ever. If that's
like,
the revelation.
If it's not the same Keaton, it's like, well, Keaton was the one that happened in the Raimi verse. Cool, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that would be insane. And like, well, I mean, there were those rumors that seem to heavily have some support because people keep downplaying them at Sony that they want to try to do a Spider-Man 4 with an older Peter Parker. It's like, I mean, if you want to dust off that old Vulture script, bring back Keaton as Vulture as part of Multiverse, then involve Morbius with that as well. That's a Hail Mary of, oh, we had a plan all along, but we actually didn't, but we pulled it off thanks MCU Multiverse. Like, that'd be something, It's...
You gotta love the retroactive.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we can make this work.
If we just backpedal off of you hard enough, we can make this a thing. Oh, impressive. That's... And I think the biggest one here is Venom itself, though. Because Venom is the one where Disney automatically saw we want to be able to show this on our thing. We want things here. We want this merchandise to line up with it. We want this and that. It's like, what's up with that one? And then you look at the recent freaking Sony looking to cast Chameleon. You guys cast Chameleon.
Right. I saw you talking about this earlier, but I haven't seen anything because I haven't been awake that long. What I've done today is watch Loki. What?
Yeah, so for the Kraven movie, obviously Kraven and Chameleon, they have a relationship to one
Obviously,
another.
yeah, they're brothers. Yeah.
Yeah. So we already had Chameleon in the MCU, as clear as day. Like, that is him, the bus driver from Far From Home. So everybody's like, oh, this is how Kraven's going to be introduced. We cast Kraven. Okay, now this makes sense. And then they're like, Sony's now actively searching for an actor to play Chameleon. It's like,
At least it's a character you can do that with.
it's true. That's the true part.
You can always just go, yeah, that, like, you bring the Far From Home guy back, and then you just do like this, however they're gonna do his face, and you just take it off.
Well, this is Sony, so it's got to be grounded. So he's gonna like put putty on his face.
Unless Feige comes in and he's like, they do the Shield face mask thing.
It's got to be that, like an advanced form of that or something. I could see that.
Also, was the bus driver named in that movie? I know he was in the credits.
He was Dimitri whatever, which clearly Chameleon.
Right, so they did name him. Right,
Yeah. And when Peter scans him on that thing with the Edith glasses, it's all classified and like says, where you're like, okay, it's all here.
It's definitely Chameleon. Yeah, I don't know. It's Sony. Again, I don't believe until there's something concrete that puts them in the MCU, they are very much not.
Yeah. Yep.
They can be in that multiverse, but it's not in this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it's going to stay in my head.
The ending of Loki is just that scene from The Matrix with like the Keymaster or whatever his name was, except it's Kevin Feige looking at a bunch of monitors and he's just picking and choosing what goes in.
Oh, what was his name? Oh,
I can't remember his name. But I don't know why I decided to pull a dumb scene from The Matrix out of my brain, but yeah, that's how it goes.
I don't even know what to Google. How would you Google that?
The Keymaster, the Keyblade, not the Keyblade. He's not Sora. What is this? What is my brain working like?
The Architect.
The Architect. That's it.
I just literally Googled like Matrix white guy screens, and it came. Like, who was this guy?
End of Loki. We got the revelation. It's the Feige-tect, and he's choosing what stays, and he just swipes past all the Defenders and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, no, he looks at them, he chuckles, and then he swipes away. He's like, no match, no match. It's kind of like Tinder for the multiverse. He just doesn't want any of it.
I mean, it makes sense. That'd be an interesting way of doing it.
It's perfect. So, Morbius, I guess... For now, we're going to go with it's not set in the MCU until it is, but
it is and it isn't.
It is and it isn't, and we'll see how they play it in due time.
It's a Pandora's... No, not Pandora's. It's Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's Morbius.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the way to do it. Don't give Jared Leto any ideas.
Oh, God, please don't. I just don't want him in there. What a weirdo.
He's like, oh, what did you do, Leto? Why is everybody talking about you this week in the interviews? He made Schrodinger's Morbius, and he just put bats in boxes and gave them to the co-stars, and now somebody's got the rabies. Great.